Wagwan, wagwan. Let's go to Afghanistan. The media gives us so much negativity on Afghanistan. I want to follow this content creator and see if we should be afraid when we go to Afghanistan.
Okay, here goes nothing. This trip was stepping out of my comfort zone. I was on my way to Afghanistan, a country now ruled and run by the Taliban, statistically the most dangerous country in the world, and a place which is just advised not to go. But I wanted to see the real side of Afghanistan, not just what you hear online. The idea was to spend 5 days there, no bad agenda whatsoever, just me traveling around, meeting locals, trying the food. But it didn't go to plan. I left the country within 24 hours of being there. Let me explain why. But just before, I want to clarify, this is not like a hate video. No one is to blame but myself for this. You know, I made the decision to enter someone else's country where they have their own rules and regulations, and everything that led up to it was ultimately my decision. I'm my own person and I take responsibility for it. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let me take you to the very start of the trip where everything started to unfold. In Istanbul, which is our connection to Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, and that's where we're going. After a few hours of waiting, we boarded the final plane, a 4-hour flight from Istanbul to Kabul. As the flight got near, I remember this being the most nervous I'd been.
Are you getting nervous? Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, yeah. Yeah, same. I just don't know, like, what to expect when I get to the airport, you know what I mean?
Eventually the flight pulled in.
We've made it.
I walked through the airport into airport security, and at this point I'm now officially on their land, so nerves were even higher. I started to overthink everything, and as I walked up to the airport border control...
No, just see the place, look around.
Yeah. They were completely fine. There was no issues whatsoever.
Thank you, bro.
As we were getting to the final security checkpoint...
Yeah, so anytime you go somewhere, the kind of lingo that you use at home with your friends, I wouldn't use it there. Just call somebody, thank you, I appreciate it, yes sir, yes ma'am. As you can tell, before I pause the video, once his passport was stamped, he's gonna tell him, thanks bro. You don't know how people in different cultures accept the word bro. You don't know if it's a threatening word. Just to be in the safe hand, just not for anything to be started, just say thank you. Keep it simple, keep it moving.
A member of Taliban came over to us.
Excuse me, hello, how are you?
How you doing? You good? You good? Nice to meet you, I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you. Where do you go, Pakistan?
We stay in Kabul for a bit,
Okay.
and then we go see those lakes.
Kabul too?
We leave on Saturday.
Yeah, man. Good to meet you guys. Good to meet you.
Have a nice trip. Goodbye.
And he was super friendly towards us, and that continued. Like, leaving the airport, all the locals were starting conversations with us. They were asking if we needed help, offering us to use their phones. Like, the hospitality was amazing. We've made it. Welcome to Afghanistan. How you doing? You good? Joe, nice to meet you. We met up with our tour guide, Moon, and he was honestly such a sound, kind, genuine guy.
I'm a travel guide in Afghanistan. Now I'm busy with nice guys.
We first got checked into the hotel. Very nice. Really? Nice to meet you. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Hi. Look at this. This is beautiful. How you doing?
Yeah,
You good? Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Amazing, man. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Here we are. As the flight was pulling in, I was pretty nervous, I'll be honest. And as soon as I spoke to the first person that worked at the airport, my nerves went. So far, everyone has been so nice. Moon told us to change into the local clothing.
This one is for you.
And good thing that I think his name is Moon. He had them change into local clothing, because if you're any country you go to, if you've ever traveled, if you're walking in your regular street attire and everybody's got a particular clothes, you stick out like a sore thumb. It looks like he's a pretty taller guy. So being a taller guy, not having the traditional clothing, you could be a target. Good thing he had a good tour guide. I always tell you guys, if you're traveling, definitely make sure that you have a tour guide with you who can give you the real raw truth about the country you're in. So they had them change into the traditional clothing, and we'll find out if there's more of a trouble, if there's any trouble.
This is what we've been told to wear. Jack is...
I rate it.
Jack is a fan.
I like it.
Let's head out into the city of Kabul. The first location we came to was this giant Taliban flag, and as I'm sure you can imagine, there were tons of Taliban around it.
The camera there?
Again, they were all incredibly friendly towards us.
How are you?
We're good, man. Very good. That is crazy. Impressive.
We were making good conversation. In fact, one of them asked for my number, and he sent me like loads of Afghanistan memes. You just wouldn't expect that. But yeah, things were positive at this point. We were in a good mood. But this is where things took a slight U-turn. As we left that area, we headed to the streets of Kabul.
Where are we now?
We are going inside of the shrine.
Okay. We came to this beautiful mosque, which our tour guide recommended, and we wanted to check out. Guarding it, however, were some officials. Officials are just like Taliban members, security. They spotted us instantly, and one of them started searching me.
What is this?
It's a microphone.
Do
You see, I was wearing a microphone, like I do whenever I film, and he didn't like that.
you have journalist visa?
No, I didn't. I only had a tourist visa. You see, this is a bit of a grey area because filming a YouTube video on one hand can be seen as a journalist video, but on the other hand, it can just be seen as, you know, making an innocent tourist YouTube video. Before the trip, I did a ton of due diligence on this. I spoke to companies who have organised trips here before, and they said, look, a tourist visa is fine, you don't need a journalist visa. But now I was actually in the country, that didn't seem to be the case. It seemed to be a problem. When the microphone had been spotted, I could sense tensions kind of rose a little bit. The official was speaking back and forth with my tour guide. They were making sure that the camera lenses were fully blocked. They took our passports and took photos of them. And they basically just said, look, you can't film. Eventually my tour guide managed to de-escalate the situation, and I just thought it was best that we got out of that area.
What happened to those two YouTubers?
So now I think they are in jail something.
Why?
Because it's against of the rule of these guys. I'm talking about these guys.
Rules of traveling. Ask questions. Wherever you're going to go, anywhere in a church, a mosque, a building, just do your due diligence and just double check, because a lot of people, a lot of countries, some will let you film and some just don't want you to film, because the moment you have a camera out there, in a lot of their minds, depending on where you're coming from, they're looking at you like you are a spy. Why do you have a camera watching everything that we do? Why is it that you're filming? You're asking questions. So for people, if you look at a lot of countries, what they do is they send people in as a journalist. So all these countries feel like somebody's spying on them. I'm not saying this guy's spying, but that's what's going on in the back of their mind. So earlier when people are taking pictures with them and he gave them their phone number, that's something I would not do. You're going to a country where you don't know who is watching you, and he gave them their phone number. Now let's just think on a kind of panic mode. If he gave them their number, what if they were able to have his phone number? Now they can track your phone, they can see where you're going, somebody could come after you, blasey. I'm not saying all this will happen, but you just gotta be a little bit careful when you're traveling out of the country. The rules from the US, Europe, Asia, Africa, Russia, the Middle East are completely different wherever you go.
You mean the officials?
So the officials spotted the YouTubers and then they sent them to jail. Well, that's quite scary.
Yeah, of course.
How long were they put in jail for?
Maybe for 3 months something.
3 months?
Yeah.
This was not what I wanted to hear after what had just happened. Apparently, like very recently, as in within the last couple days, there were new rules put in by the Taliban in regards to filming.
And you heard about the YouTubers who got put in jail?
Yeah.
Why did they get put in jail?
They didn't have the permits.
They didn't have the right permits.
The government, they think between the tourist people, there's some spies.
Spies?
Yeah.
I was panicking a little bit at this point because, you know, my passport's just been scanned and I technically don't have the right permit. So I said to the tour guide, look, can we just go somewhere a bit quieter, a bit more out the way? We are heading now to an amusement park here in Afghanistan. As we walked in, it was like a ghost town, but there was one other person, another official.
Wow, look at this. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Video خو کین خامخا کوي لکه عام ویډیو باندې ځان سره کوي خو پارک سره راځي او فلم واخلي او واتساپ
At this point, I didn't know what was going on. The official was speaking back and forth with my tour guide in the local language. He was also going on call and speaking to other people. And I remember just saying to my tour guide, like, what's going on? And his reply is what just scared me. And it was the main reason why we got out of there. I asked, what's going on? And he replied, they're starting an investigation on you. When we heard that, like, me and my cameraman Jack just looked at each other, obviously thinking the worst.
You said that they want to investigate us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not good. I think me and Jack we might get a flight home, just because if we're not allowed to video, like, there's probably not much point, and we don't want to risk going to jail and all of that. You know what I mean? So we might have to buy a flight today, get out of here. I just don't want to take the risk, you know. You telling me about the YouTubers who got put in jail, like, we don't want to risk that.
As a normal tourist, you can film.
Yeah, but we just don't want to risk it. Yeah.
Anyway, we got back to the hotel and we spoke to our travel guide on his opinion on what we should do.
Just go. Just let's get out of there.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah, 100%, 100%.
I want to say, look, there's a very high likelihood we would have been completely fine. I just didn't want to take the risk.
I don't think we want to push it to the limit where it ends up coming back and biting us.
So we booked the next available flight, which was early that next morning.
You nervous? A little bit. I'm just like, they're going to wonder why we're leaving so soon.
Yeah.
And then if we are flagged up, plus leaving so soon, like, that's not a good look.
No, exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Off we go.
On the way to the airport, I was worrying a little bit because in my head I was thinking, one, are they not going to be suspicious that we're leaving within 24 hours of getting there? And two, if our passports get scanned, are we going to flag up on the system because of what happened the day before? As we made our way through the airport, the nerves were very high, but just wanted to act as calm and composed as possible. And then I made it to border control. This was the moment of truth. I handed in my passport, and as he scanned it, we were completely fine. He ushered me on my way and got the flight back. Relieved. Now, to end this video, I want to say, look, there's a very high likelihood we would have been.
Now, all these countries that people visit, content creators go to, are not all bad countries. They just have certain policies, and you have to understand that a lot of these countries are always at war, probably with the U.S. So if you go in there, U.S., Britain, Europe, and some type of China. So a lot of these people who go there, they're very skeptical. They're very, very skeptical because everybody comes in with cameras. And for people in the U.S., in Europe, you're used to cameras, all the above. But for them, people always go there for cameras. They're not used to it. So at the end of the day, shout out to these two young men, because as they're leaving the hotel, they got in the proper garments that they were in the Middle East, and they went to the airport. They're being very respectful to the locals, and they're being very respectful to their tour guide. But hey, at the end of the day, after they got advice from the tour guide, they were able to listen to it. But for safety reasons, if you're traveling, you don't feel safe, like, I can't just go here and be here for a week, I feel like something is telling me to leave, you gotta listen to your intuition. Ladies, listen to your intuition. Fellas, listen to your intuition. So hey, he ended up leaving, and it looks like he had a good flight home. Anyways, be respectful, get your money up, travel, travel, travel. Happy birthday to all my good and bad people out there. Let me know what you think about the video. Until next time, peace.